Hi everyone, Anthony Cuntano here, internet's busiest white apologist. I'm only kidding, of course. However, it's almost impossible to point out the toxicity in black culture without being called a coon. So I guess if the shoe fits. But at least I'm not alone in my coonery. The Hodge twins are coons, Jesse Lee Peterson's a coon, if you're Officer Tatum you're a coon, Blackie Speaks is a coon, Wayne Brady is a coon. Okay, that last one might be true. Pretty much any black person that has black fatigue is a coon. And if you're not black and you have black fatigue, then you're just a racist. Well, according to Don at least.
Now, of course, you're going to have a lot of black white apologists who are like, oh, well, me hearing a white guy say that doesn't bother me personally. And therefore, all black people who do have a problem with it are thus tripping and are soft.
No, Don, I don't take it personally when white people say it or when black people say it, because I know that I'm not a nigga, and I know that black people are not niggas. Ignorant sometimes, sure, but nah. So if it doesn't apply, I let it fly, because you can't just go around policing what everybody says all the time. It's just impossible and exhausting, and at the end of the day, it's literally just a word, and I know that it has no power over me. But if I get upset whenever a white person says it, now it does have power over me. Let's continue.
No, what it is you're a white apologist, possibly a coon, and you rather score brownie points with white people who like to hear that you don't think it's a big deal than to empathize with black people who may be a little bit more sensitive to that thing.
Now, you see, I could make the argument and say, well, if the N-word is so sensitive and a delicate topic for black people, then why do we use it every single day? But that's low-hanging fruit. Don has made at least several videos now talking about how if you're white and you're criticizing black people, that you're a white supremacist, and if you're black and you're criticizing black people, that you're just a coon. Those are apparently your only two options. So yeah, I guess pick a side. I know what team I'm on. Now don't get the wrong idea, I still like Don. I still value what he has to say. I'm not gonna go and unsubscribe to him or anything. He's just starting to sound like a race hustler now. In his Anthony Fantano video, Don said that basically anyone who didn't crucify the man for his use of the N-word doesn't understand the black plight and is basically just trying to keep their white audience by pandering to them. And ironically, that's what it feels like Don is doing, but for a black audience. And I'm just really confused as to why Don has been looking at everything through the lens of racism these days. I mean, you're married to an Asian woman, dog. You're not exactly Umar Johnson yourself.
We must stay focused, brothers.
I never saw Don as the type of person that would allow race to cloud his judgment or prevent him from considering valid criticism. And yes, the current criticism towards black culture is valid. Let me explain. Now, before black fatigue became popularized, the Boondocks already gave us great examples of this. Basically, you got your Rileys, you got your Hueys. And the Rileys are always looking at the Hueys like,
nigga, you gay.
How can you even call yourself black? In fact, you're not even black because you don't subscribe to every single black ideology. Huey was basically the first black character that we've seen on television to demonstrate having symptoms of black fatigue. And whenever Huey tried to point out that there was something devastatingly wrong with black culture, he would be met with animosity from his own people.
Man, can you believe it? In a few days, we're gonna have a black president. Aren't you excited, little man?
Eh.
What's "and" supposed to mean?
Just means eh.
Yo, what the deal, man? What's going on here?
I asked this kid if he was excited about Obama, and he said, eh. He said, eh? Yeah, what's wrong with you? You're not excited?
Not excited?
Who ain't excited?
This little nigga right here.
Why ain't he excited? So you don't like Obama? You want McCain to win?
I never said that.
Why ain't you like Barack Obama? He got a lovely family.
Not according to this little nigga.
He got a problem with a black president. Boy, what's going on? What did I tell you about talking to anybody about
I
anything?
didn't say anything.
I don't
What's wrong with this kid?
And whenever Huey would point out the things that were literally killing his own people, he would either be called a coon, a race betrayer, or just flat out not black.
Is this one of your menus? Sausage and waffle and fried chicken breakfast lasagna?
Yep.
Bacon wrapped chitlin stuffed catfish? Granddad, you can't serve this kind of food to people. It'll cause death.
Whoa, this is what crack must feel like.
Shame on you, Huey. Move out to the suburbs and suddenly you too good for soul food. Perhaps you would enjoy a spot of cheese and a buttered scone, white boy.
But now keep in mind, Huey was probably the most pro-black revolutionary in that entire show. I mean, he was literally named after Huey P. Newton. And if you know, you know. He wanted nothing more than to see his people come out of this poisonous lifestyle. Is he a coon for that? So do you see where I'm getting at now? We're watching this clash between Riley's and Huey's happen in real time. It's prophetic, honestly. Aaron McGruder is a genius. It's kind of funny, yeah, because me and Don actually had a conversation about this. I mean, it wasn't much of a conversation, but he did reply to a comment that I put on his video where I expressed to him that not everything is about race. Because he was basically saying that Asmongold was a white supremacist and a racist and a right-winger. And I was just like, when I heard him say that, I was like, this is clearly coming from a man that doesn't even watch Asmongold, because if he did, he would know that he's not right-wing and that he stays pretty neutral on most subjects. In fact, that's one of the things I don't like about Asmon, is that he's just such a fence sitter sometimes, where I wish that he would take a more permanent stance on something. So I guess in a way, I think Don is kind of right. Asmon is pandering, but I don't think he's pandering to just a white audience or a black audience. I think he just wants an audience, full stop. And when you end up calling racism all the time for everything, you end up losing not just your white audience, but your black audience too. Well, your Huey Freemans at least. The audience is not dumb. They know that not everything is about a black and white issue, literally or metaphorically. Sometimes it's just a matter of right and wrong. So with that, the video is pretty much over. That's all I really wanted to say. But if you want to stick around and see the words that me and Don exchanged, I'll go ahead and show that now. There's a few ones that I want to read off here. So this one right here, is this the whole conversation? No, it doesn't look like the whole conversation. Let's just go to the actual video itself. Yeah, it's one of my comments were definitely deleted. I said, Don, I love you, bro, but as a watcher of Asmongold for a few years, I can tell you right now that bro ain't racist like you say. Anyone who says that is clearly only going off of small clips they've seen from him and never sat through an actual stream. He watches and promotes black content all the time. Even more recently, he cited and defended Corey Kenshin with that whole thing. So I don't get how you can sit there and still call the man a racist. If you don't know who a person truly is, then just say that, dog. Here, I'll let y'all read this if you want to read this, but I'm just gonna scroll down to where young Don replied. In fact, I think he removed his reply. This is crazy. I never thought Don would be the type to censor his comment section either. See, this just makes me think that you're just literally pandering to your black audience and you don't care about what's true or not. Don, man. Like, literally, this is why I responded. Like, it doesn't show his comment here, right? But this was my response to it. In fact, maybe it might be in my notifications. Let's see. Yeah, here it is, right here. Okay, maybe it wasn't deleted. Or maybe it was. Maybe I'm the only one that can see it. I don't know. I think he just removed it. Anyway, he said, I can see how a fan of his can miss his embedded racism. I have actually watched a lot of Asman. He is well, clearly not enough, bro. He is surely not nearly as bad as many of the people on the right. Okay, so he's willing to admit that. And he does have some nuance on the topic of race. Okay then. So why are you still calling the man a racist? I don't get it. But take his video on black fatigue, for instance. He uses a video with a sellout coon black saying a bunch of ignorant false shit about blacks, and then he smiles, nods along, and laughs, avoiding having to say it himself, but pandering to his right-wing anti-black audience. This was my response to Don. I'll give his black fatigue video a closer look, but I'm not just some mindless fan that you're trying to make me out to be, Don. I'm not a fan of anyone, actually. I'm a fan of honesty, common sense, and good ideas, no matter whose mouth it comes out of. And I'm fully aware and capable of recognizing when Asman is talking that bullshit too. He's also not right-wing either, because he criticizes both sides when they do something dumb. So to outright call him a racist is so dismissive. You talked about maturity. Well, part of maturing is realizing that not everyone who disagrees with black issues is a racist. I don't know, man. Like, those other comments that I made, they got deleted, and then he also removed his. And I can't fully confirm that because I can see it here in my notifications. But it looks like he went through the replies or actually read my reply to someone else and just removed it entirely, which is, I mean, hey, whatever. Maybe he did that just to avoid like arguing in the comment section, but I mean, I don't know, man. Whatever. This was one of the comments that got erased. It was basically in response to this user right here, who basically told me to listen, bro. And I said, no, you listen, bro. It's not just my opinion. I hate when people say that. Oh, that's just your opinion. No, it's a matter of fact. What the fuck are you talking about? But basically, I was saying that it's a matter of fact that Asman isn't racist, because why would a racist defend a black man if they didn't have to, being Corey Kenshin? Why would a racist promote smaller black channels if he hated black people? Why would a racist be happy when Derek Chauvin, whatever the fuck his name is, got put away? And I just basically told him he was being delirious and to stop letting race hustlers rot his brain. And so that's one of the comments that got deleted. I don't know why. And yeah, and the other comments aren't really that important, but he did erase some of them from his actual comment section. I don't know why. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to say. I didn't mean to make this video this long. I was not gonna lie, I was trying to make the 8-minute mark. It's well over that now, probably. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I still fuck with Don. I mean, I don't know him personally or anything, but I followed him for a long time, ever since his animation storytelling days. So yeah, I really do fuck with bro. And just know too, Don, if you ever do see this, just how I'm not a mindless fan of Asmongold, I'm not a mindless fan of you either. And isn't that what you want, though? You want your audience to be a thinking audience, right? I would hope, you know? And to tell you the truth, I'm not a fan of anyone in particular. That's why when I made that comment, I said I'm a watcher of Asmongold. I'm not a fan of Asmongold. That's not the same thing, because fans are like loyalists. All I care about is fairness and honesty. And the second someone stops being those things, then I stop listening. If Asmongold turns out to be this raging racist one day, and it's just so blatantly obvious, then that's when you can tell me I told you so, and I will gladly eat my words and unsubscribe. But until then, I don't think Asmon is a racist, based on his actions and the content of his character. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble on, and if you stayed this long, maybe it's because you like me, so maybe give the video a like, and if you want to see more, maybe even sub. Alright guys, I'll see y'all later.